that time of the year again where camera speculation runs rampant. Point is, we are essentially in that college sorority rush season of the camera calendar year with cameras like the GH6, which we will talk about here in a second. Camera companies are lining up to get newcomers to join.
Resistance is futile.
Poach from other sororities and current sorority members are gearing up to absolutely haze the living daylights out of the next new person who asks how to white balance their brand new $10,000 camera. So bring your best footage, over-apply some of that color grading lipstick to it, and try to impress them enough to get into the sisterhood and pledge your soul and life to that company. Or be popular enough to get bought out for one. But if you aren't good enough and you have to settle for a lower sorority...
Was this a sorority that you didn't get into a real sorority, so you had to kind of form your own?
We kick off this week with incredible footage from Beijing. Kind of. This incredible commercial for BBC's coverage of the 2022 Winter Olympics is stunning. At first, it looks like CGI. But look again. The creators used actual real props and practical effects, including a 3D printed props from the 3M Buckley Innovation Center and miniature models from the Scale Model Studios. BBC creative director James Cross shared a behind-the-scenes video of the promo on his Twitter. In it, you can see the highly detailed models. The footage also shows the lighting and camera rigs that were used for the impressive use of stop-motion methodology to produce a video with so much detail and finesse. Pretty cool use of manufacturing technology and video to make something really interesting. But for those capturing real-life footage from the games, Sony is here to help. Just like during the 2020 games in Tokyo, the company is now joining Nikon and Canon by providing on-site services at the main press centers during the game. Sports journalists, photographers, and videographers can take their gear in for cleaning and repair, something that's probably needed pretty often due to the varying temperatures and crazy sports conditions it seems like there are this year. Plus, the center is stocked with professional equipment to loan out during the games. This includes more than 250 cameras, like the A9 and A1, and more than 600 lenses, including telephoto, wide-angle, and standard zooms. I mean, can you imagine getting to walk in this? It's like walking into a candy store for filmmakers and photographers. All right, now here's the news that you clicked on this video for. We officially have an announcement date for one of the most highly anticipated camera releases of the year. The Lumix GH6 will be unveiled on February 22nd at 1 a.m. UTC, or that's February 21st at 8 p.m. for those of us on the East Coast of the United States. Panasonic released a teaser for the launch day, which will include a live stream announcement on YouTube. They originally announced the development of the Lumix GH6 back in May 2021. At the time, Panasonic said the GH6 will deliver next-generation video performance that's built to satisfy a wide variety of creative requirements. Adding the camera will redefine the possibilities for video recording in an interchangeable lens. Obviously, the official announcement and release was delayed, mainly due to the global shortage of key components. And while all the features should be announced on February 22nd, here's what we know so far. The GH6 features a new image sensor and processing engine, which will be interesting to see how that compares to the Nikon Z9. A variety of recording modes and shooting assist functions. 422 10-bit DCI 4K 60p unlimited video recording, 10-bit 4K 120p HFR VFR video recording, 10-bit 5.7K 60p video recording, and more. Panasonic mentioned all of this information in the original announcement last year. Base price estimates have the camera at $2,500 currently, and again, the official launch date for the Panasonic GH6 is February 22nd, and we're ready to see what the company has in store. Go ahead and make plans to watch our live launch party of the Panasonic launch party. We'll have a panel of current Lumix users on with us to talk about what the GH6 could mean for the market and what they're most excited about with this new camera. More details on that coming soon, but go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you'll be able to get notified when we go live.
Got me upside down, spinning around you.
And another popular company teased upcoming plans to enter a new area of the industry. GoPro announced their plans to develop a new line of what they're calling a professional specialized camera that will release in late 2022 or early 2023. The company's CEO, Nick Woodman, made the announcement during a recent earnings call. Woodman said, "We need to do things that our users have been asking for years, that we just can't get done with the existing line of hero cameras due to its physical constraints." He also emphasized that these new products will be based on the existing GoPro technologies. not from scratch. So GoPro has long been a leader in action cameras, but this gives them a product that moves beyond the hobbyist and provides a more specialized product with maybe a bit more control. It'll be interesting to see how the company combines the really valuable current options on the Hero cameras and adds in additional features to provide a product more geared toward videographers and professional content creators. And could this be GoPro getting in on the race for a box-style red Komodo cinema camera that everyone seems to be making at this point? Time will tell.
Look like a million, touch so priceless, but they tend to cap you to finest.
In the editing world, a new update for Premiere Pro includes the Adobe Sensei powered Remix and an updated speech-to-text function. First up is Remix, a new tool that allows editors to rearrange songs to match the timing of their videos. It's powered by Adobe's Sensei, and I feel like I'm saying this wrong, the company's AI technology. With Remix, the AI analyzes a song and generates a new mix conforming to a duration you specify. And Adobe is saying it works fast enough to try out different arrangements using sliders in the Essential sound panel. That's going to eliminate a lot of time that was once required to manually cut and reassemble a new track. The second highlight of the update is an improvement to the software's speech-to-text function. The tool will now be significantly faster and more flexible, and you can also download language packs for offline access. That means even if you're editing on the go or where you don't have a reliable connection, you can still get accurate transcriptions of your videos. The software preloads with an English speaking pack, and there are 12 other languages that are available from the download section on the Creative Cloud desktop app or within Premiere. The Premiere Pro 22.2 also includes faster exports when working with HDR content and GPU acceleration for linear wipe and block dissolve effects. This hardware acceleration means you'll see improved playback and faster exports when your video includes those effects. You can download the latest version on Premiere Pro now.
You're my lucky strike, love the way you ride, look into my eyes.
And the spammers are at it again, this time at the expense of content creators on YouTube and Facebook. Nikon released a warning this week that scammers are reaching out with requests for sponsorship opportunities. The company's official statement is just a PSA to raise awareness that third parties who are posing as representatives from Nikon may attempt to steal your personal or financial information. It's important to be aware of these fraudulent contacts. Any official emails from Nikon for existing or future collaborations will come from an official address that ends in nikon.com. You can always contact your local Nikon PR representative or connect with the company on one of the verified social media channels if you have a question about a request. Nikon did provide some guidelines on how to determine if an email request is legitimate. We provided that at the link in the description of this video. I promise that link's safe. In general, and this should probably go without saying, if a company reaches out to you over the phone and asks for super personal information, like your social security number, don't give it to them. And granted, Frame Voyager has not had this problem because I don't think Nikon really likes us after all the Nikon jokes.
They can never keep me down, I'm going. And if I ever fail, just know I'll go again. I never quit, cause I know that every loss may lead to another win. I'm going up.
We're always looking for equipment that makes professional capabilities possible for the average user, so this story really hits close to home. Snoppa launched a Kickstarter campaign for Rover. According to the company, Rover is a revolutionary cinema dolly with an all-terrain advanced electronic stabilization system that simulates cinematic camera movement. Rover integrates 3 wheels with an independent power control and steering system using 3 electric stabilizer arms, meaning the body is completely isolated from wheel vibrations. You can also take advantage of the 3 different expansion levels based on your shooting location, and it's set to load and control most of the popular cameras on the market, meaning you can remotely control the dolly's movements and your camera shot through your phone. Now, there are way too many features on the Rover to really get into them here, but it really does seem to be a budget-friendly option for videographers who want that cinematic camera movement in their shots. Snoppa has far exceeded the campaign goal, already receiving more than $260,000 in pledges. We've included a full write-up on the features and a link to the Kickstarter page in the description below. And finally, if you're planning to capture a bird's eye view from Super Bowl 56, it'll cost you more than some of the nosebleed tickets. The FAA has set a temporary flight restriction from 2:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. for a 30 nautical mile radius around SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, which I think it'd be hard to fly a drone in Los Angeles to begin with. This means if you're caught flying a drone there during that time, you could be paying at minimum $30,000 in fines and possibly face some prison time. So if that shot is paying you a good bit of money, maybe weigh the pros and cons. The FAA also put a temporary flight restriction for Saturday for within 1 mile of the stadium. Though, if you really want to catch a glimpse of Joe Burrow, don't worry. His swagger is big enough to see from anywhere in the city. And that joke is brought to you by my writer. And that's it for this week's Ungraded Camera News. As always, we've linked all these stories down in the description below, so go check them out. But go check out this video first that I think you'll be super interested in if you liked all this news this week. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. I am wired. I have had way too much coffee.